everybody, it's Ashley. Welcome back to another installment of Lovely Layering with Ashley. Today I'm going to be using the brand new Simple Beauty set. This is a layered set that has a bit of a sketchy outline image as well, and I'm going to be using it to create two completely different cards, and one of the cards is actually only going to contain the outline image and the second part of the layered image. So it shows a little bit how you can stretch these supplies for your layered stamps and that you can get different looks even though we're essentially using the same image. So what I'm going to do is use my Misty, and I've positioned the full floral image here just right in the center of this A2 size piece of cardstock. I'm using the Obsidian ink by Altenew, and this is a pigment ink, and I really like it because it's very sharp and it gets into all of the crevices of the stamp, so you get a really nice crisp image. I'm going to be stamping this twice because, like I said, we are creating two different cards with the same image today. Even though each of them are going to be quite different from the other, they're both going to include this outline stamp. So I just wanted to make sure that I got both of those out of the way, and then I don't have to put this stamp on my Misty twice. First, I'm focusing on this colorful card and image that I'm creating, and this one is going to use all of the layers of stamps available for this image. So this is going to be in color, and you'll see that the next card is going to look a bit like a pencil sketch. So it's going to be in gray. It's a very monochromatic card. But for this first image, I'm going to use some bright colors and make it nice and bold and very pretty. So for my first layer, I'm using my lightest color, and for yellow, that is Buttercream. And now I'm going in with my leaf layers for the first layer, and I'm using Forest Glades for that. Now you can see that I've used all of the first layer of leaves together on the Misty here, and that's just again to save some time. That way I don't have to just do one at a time because they all fit. But I couldn't do that for the flowers because they're too close together and they're separate stamps. So had I put them on together, one would have been overlapping the other, and I wouldn't have gotten a really nice crisp and clean stamp. So I went ahead and lined up my second layer for my leaves, and I'm using Evergreen for this darker green ink color. It gives this really, really beautiful sketched look, and that's exactly what I'm going for here on my second card. So now I'm going to be using Silverstone, and that's a really nice medium gray color, and it reminds me a lot of pencil, like if somebody were to use a pencil to sketch. So I'm only using the outline image, but the second layer for layering this image. I'm not using the first layer because I don't want a full, solid, complete color. I want it to look like somebody just took their pencil and sort of sketched this out and then just drew in a little bit of dimension. I think that that looks really beautiful, and it came out in the end even better than I would have expected. For my second layer for this colorful image on the flower itself, I'm using Maple Yellow. And then for that monochromatic card and the sketch card, I'm still just using Silverstone. I'm not switching colors or going to a darker gray because this is all the same color. It's going to look all like somebody sketched it with the same pencil. So here you can see the difference between these two images once I've die cut them out. And again, that top image with the gray just has this really beautiful sketched look, almost like I sat there with a pencil and sketched it out, when obviously we know that it was much easier than that, but it really looks beautiful. It's very different, and I'm excited for you to see the end results. First, though, we're going to make this colorful card, and because this leaf is going to be hanging off quite a bit from the side of the card or over the edge of the card, I've decided to cut it off, and that way I can use this leaf in this arrangement wherever I want. So if I wanted it to be a little fuller somewhere, I'm going to be able to use this leaf because it was going to get cut off anyway. That's a little trick that I really like to use when I'm doing floral arrangements because it gives me extra images that I might not have had before, especially if I'm just going to end up trimming them off anyway. I might as well put them to use. I'm having this flower come from the top left-hand corner of this card front. So to give it a little bit of a base and something to sit on, I'm using that Forest Glades color with a blending brush and just blending a really nice light green color into that corner and coming down through to the center of the card. That just sort of draws your eye and again gives this flower and this image something to sit on so that it's not just on a stark white piece of cardstock. To complete the card, I went ahead and used the Hello die, which is a new set as well from Altenew, and then I used an accompanying sentiment that says thankful for our friendship. To add a little bit of shine and sparkle, you know me, I love them, so let's throw on some gems or rhinestones, or maybe not rhinestones, but whatever they are, little sparkly things, and I called that one done. For my next card, the monochromatic card that I'm very excited for, I'm keeping this super, super simple, and I also don't want this to just be on a stark piece of white cardstock. I want to bring through this artsy feel, so I'm going to take the black watercolor from the watercolor pan set, and I'm going to just use a paintbrush to splatter this all over my card front. These card fronts are cut 4 by 5 1/4, so they're just a 1/4 inch smaller than an A2 size card base, so I'm going to get that nice clean border around the edge. To adhere my flower, I popped it up on some foam tape, and this just gives it a little bit more dimension and commands a little bit more attention to this image in the bottom right hand corner. And I used the Just For You sentiment from the Label Love sentiment set, which is one of my absolute favorite Altenew sentiment sets. It goes with so many different looks, and I thought it looked perfect with this image. Thank you so much for stopping by today. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and you can find all of the products that I used today in the description below. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you again soon. Thank you. Bye.